Hello, and welcome to Our Kids, brought to you by the Jefferson County Public Schools. I'm Fern Creek correspondent Noah Stumph. March brings in the first day of spring, and with it we see the growth of passions of students working to better the environment, sharing their love of music, and creating new technologies. We'll also have stories from our 5-star high school student correspondents.
We visited one elementary school in the district who's found unique ways to get kids moving.
Husbands, kids, groceries, taxes. Some JCPS students received a dose of real life by participating in the reality store.
An all-girl team of students from Meyzeek Middle School were named Best in Nation in the Verizon Innovative App Challenge. The school wins a $20,000 grant, and the students will work alongside experts from the MIT Media Lab to turn their concept into reality.
I felt like a little actually lightheaded because it really freaked me out because I just expected like a table with a bunch of chairs around it. And then we walked in here and there were a bunch of cameras flashing at us and there was a podium and...
No, we just thought we were walking into like breakfast and just a table. That's it. We weren't really expecting this from the start. We were just kind of going for it. We were just like, oh, let's do this. Maybe we'll get somewhere with it. And the fact that we're here now is pretty amazing.
Congratulations to Meyzeek Middle School. Another fantastic app concept from 6 of its students, Farm Alarm, to help patients diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease to keep track of medications.
I was thinking about my grandfather when we came up with the idea, and if this app had been created while he was still alive, then it would have greatly helped him. Well, he would always have trouble remembering to take medications and go to appointments. And since we lived in Kentucky and he lived in Pennsylvania, we couldn't check up on him. So the app would have been almost a perfect solution. Well, we just had to come together and we created something we thought would help so many people across the nation and the world.
Their problem-solving skills are pretty amazing, and their teamwork skills are top-notch.
I think the whole idea of helping people and how our app idea benefits other people is what really drew me to this.
We had to develop on the idea and figure out the overall concept, so we had to figure out what the app could do, the features of the app.
1, 2, 3, go.
Girl power! I didn't know that it was going to be a group of all girls. I just knew that it was going to be Shreya and Simi. And so when I walked in my classroom that first day, I was kind of ready to have this conversation about, what's the problem that we're going to try to come up with a solution for? And I said, so what do you guys think about? And they completely laid it out. They already knew exactly what they wanted to do. And my immediate thought was, this is going to win.
I think it's actually really neat that we get to work with professionals from there. Mayuka, that's her dream school.
Well, since we won Best in Nation now, a MIT professional will be coming here and helping us code. And I think that'll help us in our future a lot because, personally, I want to be someone who codes a lot in my future.
Like, it's the unknown, like people don't know if they're okay, and they're always worried about that. And this will pretty much like erase that fear where you'll always know if they took their medication, if they went to their appointment, you don't have to worry about it anymore.
The Young Bankers Club at Engelhard Elementary is a partnership with Fifth Third Bank. Students learn about finances, saving, and how to achieve their dreams.
We're going to start off with our Young Bankers Club pledge. I pledge to fully participate in all weekly activities.
I pledge to fully participate in all weekly activities.
We're at Engelhard Elementary School today, and Fifth Third Bank is providing our Young Bankers Club program for 5th graders here at Engelhard.
I pledge to learn how to properly take care of my money.
So Young Bankers Club is 5 modules that we go through with kids and where they're going to learn a lot about how to manage their personal finances.
How many of you all get an allowance?
Today what we're going to focus on is looking at educational attainment and how that equates to your earning abilities.
Babysitting? Okay.
And thinking about their future careers. We're going to think about what you want to do when you grow up and how you want to what kind of profession you want to have when you grow up. And there's one rule. If you want to be a professional sports player, you have to have a plan B. So they're going to create a collage, what they want to be when they grow up and what that's going to look like. We've got a bunch of magazines, and we're going to come around and talk to you about it. What do you want to be when you grow up?
Scientist. I would like to be a surgical technician.
I'm putting a cop out because in my future I want to be a cop because I think that our country needs help and I think I'm going to be a good citizen.
We think that it's really important to start as early as possible helping people understand how to manage their finances. And so we think that as we hit them along the way, it'll help them so that they don't make some of the mistakes that we've seen other people make.
Going to college introduces you to new things, new ideas and people, and help you acquire the additional skills you need to become successful in the career path you choose.
Plan B is, I hope you do make it to UK and go to MBA. But you need something else. If your knee blows out, you get injured, something happens. What are you gonna do? Sit at the house and mope and poke? So, you gotta have a real job.
The reason I would like to be a surgical technician is because they get paid, and that I heard that they do a lot of stuff. I'd like to be a cake designer because it also involves a little bit of engineering. My career is a surgeon, and this is a woman with her surgery jacket on.
Nice job. Thank you. You want to come on up and be next?
This curriculum was developed in consultation with educators, so it meets a lot of the Common Core standards for math, problem solving, reasoning, those sorts of things.
I need the scissors.
There are a lot of instances in this curriculum where they have to make choices about basic needs versus wants and those sorts of things.
If I have bills, I really should pay my bills off first. And when I really need, I'll probably get furniture.
Food, house, shelter.
I want to spend my money on important stuff like food, and for my mom and for my family.
And it's typical that they do understand the importance of prioritizing, obviously making sure that their housing and food and basic needs are met before they start going out and buying video games and eating out and that sort of thing.
Who can tell me how much you make on average if you have a high school diploma per year looking at this graph? How much?
You have to have like extra money to pay your bills. The money that you spend, you have to like, sometimes people budget their money so they know what to spend and what not to spend.
Think about your skills and things that you enjoy.
They really do understand that you have to take care of the basics first, and this just drives that home for them.
I'm going to be a scientist.
None of us can ever have everything we want. It is a matter of making those choices.
Correspondent Riley Grief takes a look at the Reality Store, where Ballard High School students get a dose of the real world.
This program is set up through the Jefferson County Cooperative Extension Office under the 4-H office, and this has helped to ensure that these kids learn life skills and they're ready to go out into the real world and look at budgeting, look at spending money, and also saving money.
On a recent stop at Ballard High Schools, students had to visit various stations that featured occupations, home ownership, groceries, insurance, and even children. Students then had to add up their costs to help them budget their money.
The Reality Store shows like reality. You really have to pay for things, and like you think you're getting paid a lot of money, but it's really not a lot of money because you got to pay for your utilities, and if you have children, you have to pay for childcare. So it showed what our parents go through.
I'm learning at the Reality Store that we don't realize right now how much money that we have to spend and take out of what we make.
I'm learning today that things cost a whole lot more than we actually think they do, and we have a lot more necessities than we think. Well, I tried to semi-be realistic, but also try to get cheap stuff to save more money in the long run.
I try to keep in mind that I had to take care of 3 other people, but I try to pick the cheapest stuff that I could.
Save money while you can because it'll be gone before you know it.
We just want the children to be more prepared, to have a good idea of what's going to await them whenever they graduate high school. It's really easy in high school to have kind of an inflated idea of what life can be like, and we really want to ground them, and that's why it's called the Reality Store.
I'm Ballard correspondent Riley Grief for Our Kids.
Students at Dixie Elementary created Valentines for veterans while studying about history and social studies, which included a visit from a local congressman.
My message is, thank you, veterans, for risking your life to make this a free country. I wish I could meet you in person at the VA hospital. Hope you all get well and have a great day. We're at Dixie Elementary and we are working on veterans cards to give to the VA hospital.
When we do these veterans cards, it shows how much we care about the veterans.
We are here today for Valentines for Vets. This is a collaborative and a program that we do in conjunction with Congressman John Yarmouth's office. What he is as a congressman and what his role is, and then secondarily how he supports veterans and the importance of what veterans do for our country.
Well, thank you very much. It's great to be here with you this morning. How many of you know somebody who served in the armed forces? Wow, just about everybody.
We have about 150 cards we've developed. They're really good, we've looked at them, and Congressman Yarmouth is going to deliver those to the VA this afternoon.
Because they serve us and they give us freedom.
They risk their life for us. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them.
They served in the military all in all. You know, they should feel appreciated for what they've done.
Well, number one, they can make a connection to social studies standards. So we're a school still, so kids are always learning. So it's important for them to understand, you know, what a congressman does and what role they serve.
My job is to do what you want me to do or to work on problems.
And then more importantly, how veterans serve our country.
The veterans that we're talking about.
And sometimes kids need to develop a deeper understanding and appreciation for what veterans do and how they've served our country.
I'm working on a card so they can feel like they have families too. And I want them to feel like, I just want them to feel good on Valentine's Day.
A veteran is someone who fights in war to serve our country and do everything they can to help us.
I think they've done an exceptional job. We really focus on what kids can put down into writing and how they can express what they've learned.
And they fought for our freedom, and we should thank them. And so what we can do as kids is make them a Valentine's Day. We can't do much, but we can make them a Valentine's Day party.
We have a lot more stories about our kids coming up. Stay with us.
I'm neurosurgeon Shad Badiwala, Seneca High School class of 1989. I am JCPS.
I'm Ballard High School junior Brianna Owens, and I've been selected for the Wharton School of Business Summer Institute. I am JCPS.
I'm Marshall Goldsmith, Valley High School, class of 1967. Executive Leadership Coach, I am JCPS.
I'm Justin Cornwell, Eastern High School class of 2007, and I played a young Muhammad Ali. I am JCPS.
We are JCPS.
The Portal is your online link for information about your child's grades, test scores, attendance, career choices, and much, much more. It's a fast and easy way to stay on top of what your child is doing in school. If your child's teacher has set up a virtual classroom, you can log on to JCPS Online and access grades for class assignments or communicate directly with teachers. The Parent Portal offers a convenient way you can stay involved in your child's education.
Welcome back. You're watching Our Kids, sponsored by the Jefferson County Public Schools. I'm Fern Creek correspondent Noah Stumph. NPR's radio show, From the Top, in partnership with the Kentucky Center, worked directly with band and orchestra students at Western Middle School. Nationally recognized classical musicians showed off their skills and shared their knowledge.
This is Western Middle, the School for the Arts, and we were very fortunate today to have young musicians from NPR's From the Top.
From the Top is a national organization. We broadcast live shows through NPR. And we showcase pre-collegiate, classically trained musicians.
We practiced with them and they gave us like some pointers on how we could make like things better and like the things that we did and like how to bring music alive and stuff.
You know, just told us some of their secrets of being a professional and playing like a professional, and it was extremely, it was amazing.
I have a question. Did anyone have any pictures of what the music could be about?
They are very powerful role models for peer groups. They are our most powerful arts advocates, and we hope that the tools that we give them will enable them to go out in the world with that intent.
My favorite part of being a musician is just sharing my love and joy.
I think it's a really valuable experience for the kids to get to see what kids their age or just a little bit older than them especially are capable of doing.
To like see kids who was like not much older than me come and they're that good, it's great. And to hear them
Just knowing that someone who's been my age and did, practice and played an instrument is just pretty cool to know that they're now like the best in the world.
So much of our current music is derived from classical music, and when you have kids like this who are classically trained and so inspired themselves, that is contagious.
And in my future, that is exactly who I want to be. I want to go around, I want to spread the music, I want to play music professionally, and I want it to be my career for life.
Just 16, 17-year-old kids aren't that much older than our 13 and 14-year-old kids, so just sort of amazed that they're able to be at that level at such a young age.
I try to take as many influences as I can, and these are definitely people that inspire me.
We've got an outstanding bunch of kids here that work very hard, and we're really fortunate to be able to do the things that we do here.
No matter what, listen to yourself along with the other group and participate and just have fun playing.
From a national radio program to a locally run radio station, Fern Creek High School students take the helm at 92.7 The Tiger. Correspondent Morgan Owens gives us a tour.
Fern Creek High School's student-run radio station, 92.7 The Tiger, is truly the only one of its kind in JCPS. It is a real, low-power, FCC-licensed FM radio station that can be heard 24 hours a day within a 5-mile radius of Fern Creek High School. The station features today's hottest music, as well as student projects. Communication teacher Holly MacArthur explains what students do in the radio program.
We get them in here as freshmen and they take the intro level media class, and then really starting sophomore year, that's when they can kind of jump in and we'll put them on air sophomore year.
Students appear on air in their early years at Fern Creek. Sophomore Angelica Soto discusses what makes this class unique.
Radio is different from all my other classes because we get a lot more freedom and we're more independent, and we learn like time management. When my stuff goes on the radio, I feel accomplished, like I've done something.
The hands-on experience gives students a chance to see what a career in this field would be like.
Radio has persuaded me for my future because just being on air and doing all the side things of radio and making packages for the radio is really an adrenaline rush, and I found that it's a really great passion of mine.
92.7 The Tiger is a great way to entertain listeners and shine a positive light on the great events going on inside of the school. For Our Kids, I'm Fern Creek correspondent Morgan Owens.
Coral Ridge Elementary students are incorporating health and fitness into their daily activities. Correspondent Ariel Finley brings us the story.
I am a big advocate of movement in school. Movement obviously is one factor to help the circulation in the body, which brings blood flow and oxygen to the brain. And so obviously when kids get up and move, they get their wiggles out, they have some fun, and then they're ready to learn.
Good morning.
Go Noodle is a website. It's basically just brain breaks. The big thing is giving kids time to move, giving their brain a rest, which helps them retain more knowledge. The more the kids got up and moved, they got that spurt of energy out. It also helped them calm down, and then they could start doing other learning tasks. So for right now, for my kiddos, we can do letter recognition. We can do sight word recognition. We do count to 100s that all have movement to them. So all those things are content-based, but they're also movement-based.
We're blessed at Coral Ridge to have a walking track. I had always wanted to do a walking club, but could never figure out where to put it or how to do it. We received a grant from Cozair and Coles and training from a Cozair representative. They came out, put the track down for us, and we've been walking ever since.
The walking club is open. The walking club is open. Remember to wear your coat outside.
My goal and dream for the walking track is to make it mandatory, to have all 500 of our students out every morning at 8:30 walking around the track for 20 minutes.
It just goes along with the whole
theory that we have here at Coral Ridge of being loving and welcoming and kind and supportive of each other, but still being serious about the learning aspect.
This is PRP correspondent Ariel Finley reporting for Our Kids.
We have more great stories about JCPS students. Stay tuned.
I'm neurosurgeon Shad Badiwala, Seneca High School class of 1989. I am JCPS.
I'm Ballard High School junior Brianna Owens, and I've been selected for the Wharton School of Business Summer Institute. I am JCPS.
I'm Marshall Goldsmith, Valley High School, class of 1967. Executive Leadership Coach, I am JCPS.
I'm Justin Cornwell, Eastern High School class of 2007, and I played a young Muhammad Ali. I am JCPS.
We are JCPS.
Do you need help providing school clothes for your child? The 15th District PTA Clothing Assistance Program can help provide uniforms and other clothing. Make an appointment with the Family Youth Resource Center at your child's school. Donations of new and gently used uniforms and clothing are also accepted. Call 485-7062 or 485-7450 for more information.
Welcome back. You're watching Our Kids, sponsored by the Jefferson County Public Schools. I'm Fern Creek correspondent Noah Stumph. Trees Louisville is planting hundreds of new trees on 11 JCPS campuses. The diverse selection of species are to be situated along walking paths, playgrounds, and parking lots to help curb the urban heat island effect. Let's see how students from Medora Elementary got involved.
So again, this is a swamp white oak, and the reason that it was chosen for this particular site is a swamp white oak, as the name would imply, does really well in nice moist conditions, and it's pretty moist right here, as you can see.
We are at Medora Elementary, and what we're doing is making a tree.
We're planting a tree for our environment.
At Medora Elementary, Trees Louisville has actually partnered with JCPS to plant about 80 different trees. So we have trees that range from as large as a 4-inch swamp white oak to trees that are columnar juniper trees that will provide a little bit of design element to the campus.
It makes your school and environment pretty, and without trees, your environment doesn't look that cute.
We're putting dirt, well, not so many dirt. We put like enough dirt so we can fix it, and mulch around it, well, not too much so the mice and bugs don't get on it.
And this is the most important part. It's like your skin. Being a horticulturist and being a scientist at heart, it's really gratifying for me to be able to provide an environment for these kids that totally dramatically changes the way we educate our children. They'll have access to all these little scientific experiences.
If we didn't have any trees here, then we would all be, we wouldn't have any oxygen to breathe, because trees have leaves, and the leaves hold in water for it.
It's real fun, and it helps the whole world by taking in carbon dioxide and pushing out oxygen, and that's what we breathe. And if we don't have trees, we won't be here anymore.
A tree canopy is so important because it really does have everything to do with the health of a community. The tree canopy is the leaves, the branches, the stems, all of that coverage that a tree provides that provides shade. In addition to that shade, it does lots of scientific things. It helps to cool the environment, it helps to filter air pollutants, it helps to control erosion, it provides wildlife habitat, and the most important thing is that stormwater management that trees provide.
It's been really fun because we actually get to see over the years that we're here and see it grow.
It's gonna become like a big and healthy tree.
I hope it looks like one of these big ones around here, and I hope it'll still be here and nobody cuts it down.
She should always take care of trees and plants, because they can help you in your environment, and they can make so many things that you needed.
Students at Price Elementary showed compassion by collecting bottled water to help children with the water crisis in Flint, Michigan.
I was like, whoa, that's a lot of water.
We collected water to help the people from Flint, Michigan, to help them have clean water
to drink.
I've been learning that the people that drink water from all the dirty water that's in the rivers and stuff have been getting sick.
It was dirty and it was brown.
In our discussions that we've been having with the kids regarding the problem in Flint, they have expressed to me that they've heard about the problem and that they wanted to do something also.
That we should bring in a lot of water.
In 2 days, we put this together. We made an announcement the initial day, and then on the following day, we sent out flyers to the parents asking them if they would donate. And as you can see, the turnout was great. So it's really exciting to see how people are really coming together to help those in Flint, Michigan.
I think it says that my school really cares about the little kids and all the other things that they don't get sick, and they don't want all the kids in Flint, Michigan to get sick.
I've always thought that our kids have big hearts and they're caring people. So they just kind of turned out in droves with the water, and they're very excited about it. That goes to the generosity of the parents and the children in this community, and that it also says that not only do we look out for our own here, but we also are concerned about other kids.
Correspondent Aaron Carrington introduces us to the competitive world of bowling at Fern Creek High School.
Here at Fern Creek High School, senior Josh Staples not only excels in the classroom, but excels on the bowling lane as well. Josh has been bowling since he was 6 years old, and in the 5th grade he started bowling for Fern Creek High School. Josh practiced with the varsity bowling team his 5th, 6th, and 7th grade year, and then his 8th grade year began bowling for the varsity team. In Josh's freshman year, he made the all-tournament team at the Kickoff Classic, being a top 5 bowler at the event. Josh is not only a champion on the bowling lane, but a champion in the classroom as well. Josh has maintained a 3.4 GPA through all of high school and plans on attending Eastern Kentucky University next year. As you can see, Josh Staples is a champion on and off of the lane. And for Our Kids, I'm Fern Creek correspondent Aaron Carrington.
In Our Kids news, we'd like to congratulate Molly Sherfranz, a 4th grade teacher at Kenwood Elementary, as the most recent recipient of the Excel Award.
I want you to know that this apple represents the love and respect of an entire community, and our thanks, most grateful thanks for you and all you do for our children. Congratulations, you are an Excel Award.
Thanks for watching our show. We hope you enjoyed it. You can find full episodes of Our Kids on the JCPS YouTube channel. Joining me is the crew from Fern Creek High School who helped put this whole show together. Until next time, keep supporting our kids.